Hello folks, today we are here at Hankster's Hot Rods here in Homer City, Pennsylvania. My name is John Oakes and I am going to go over our next addition to our inventory. This car here actually comes to us by way of consignment. We have a gentleman here that we've gotten several cars from over the years, and this is just another one that he's decided to send to us to help him sell. This is a 1967 Pontiac Firebird here, as you can see. Nice color scheme on the car here, nice silver paint on the car with the black and so forth on it. As you can see, the black striping, the black vinyl top and so forth. So what we're going to do is, being that it is consignment, we're going to go around the car here, kind of point out to you everything here that we can see, and that way it pretty much answers all of your questions about the car. Of course, if there are any more questions you have, by all means reach out to us either by phone, email, or text message. Ask us anything it is that you want to know about this car here, and we'll be glad to go ahead and get you those answers. So once again, 67 Pontiac Firebird here, silver exterior paint, which again is a good popular color here. Now the paint on this car, as we walk around here, keep in mind, for the most part, the paint is really nice. There are some areas though that it's going to have some, just from age and so forth, maybe a couple little chips, maybe a little ding here and there. Just stuff like that, and a few little paint imperfections here and there. But again, it's got your stock hood here. Obviously, we'll see it from the front there too, but it does have the dual hood scoops. You have the 400 emblems on those scoops, which, by the way, does identify what engine is in this, a 400 Pontiac engine, and we'll get to that here too when we go underneath the hood. Obviously, you can see the hood mounted tack, which, by the way, does in fact work. Now on our car here, you've got the Firebird emblems up front here. You've got that little side marker light, which on these early, or I should say late 60s Firebirds, you always had the actual shape of the Firebird, which was kind of neat on these cars. Instead of just being a square or a rectangle or something like that, you got that unique shape. This car here does have the wheel well trim on it on all four corners. Wheel well trim is in really good shape here, attached as it should be. Wheels and tires, very nice set of wheels and tires on this car here. As you can see, they are a little bit bigger than, say, your stock wheels. These are 17-inch. These are the Rally 2 Bandit wheels. As you can see, they are machined with the black paint. It's also got the PMD center caps, and like I said, 17-inch wheels, all four corners. Then on the fronts, as far as the tires go, these are a set of Nitto tires. They are 225/50 ZR17s on the front, and then out back here, a little bit different size, but the same tire, Nitto tire. These are 255/50 ZR17s, and again, we'll have those sizes listed for you on our website at www.hanksters.com. Now, as far as the accents and so forth on the car, we've got the black striping here going down the side of the car here, all the way from the front fender, all the way back to that rear quarter panel. You also have the, I don't know exactly what you want to call these. I kind of call them, for a lack of a better term, maybe the gills back here. But again, those are in good shape here. Your door, we always talk about the gaps and the elevations. Again, on this car, it's not too awfully bad. They are very uniform as far as the front to the back. As far as the gaps go, elevations on the back are really good. Elevations up front, not too bad there too. Just a little wee tiny bit of variance there. We'll come up top here now and we'll look at our trim. The trim on this window here, as far as like your drip rail moldings here, those are in good condition. Nice and straight. Again, not too bad there. As far as your wing window goes, that's not bad either. Just a little teeny tiny bit of pitting on that. The glass on your wing window, your driver's side window, and your quarter window glass are all in good shape. You can tell they're slightly tinted. No chips, cracks, or scratches in any of the glass. Again, you've got that bright work, that trim down that quarter window, which is in really good shape. Obviously, as you can see here on our car, we've got the factory black vinyl top. The actual covering on this is in really good shape here. All of your seams, all the stitching and so forth on this are all in great condition. No rips, tears of any kind on this top here. Now let's go ahead. We're going to open this door up here and go inside to take a look at the interior. First and foremost, the door handle, the chrome on those, not too bad either there. Inside now, the upholstery in this car is actually really nice. Now it does look like they may have had the front seats upholstered at one time, but you can see the front bucket seats, the rear bench, they have very, very similar or close patterns as far as the upholstery goes. There are no rips, tears, or fading in the upholstery. Same thing with the carpeting. No rips, tears, or fading in the carpeting. You see it's got all of the seat belts there included. You've got the dash pad, which there are no cracks whatsoever in that dash. A sport style steering wheel, 3-spoke design. Does have an aftermarket radio. I'm going to say that looks to be a retro sound radio. They're one of the ones that you can buy for these classic cars. They fit right in the stock location with no modifications, but it gives you a more modern digital style radio in there. You can see our car also has the full length center console with the automatic floor shifter there. It's got the factory gauges. It does have 3 aftermarket gauges, which are going to be your oil pressure, water temperature, and your voltmeter. And then also the door panels too on the car. Door panels are in good shape. You have a little bit of fading in the carpeting at the bottom here, but as far as the actual material and so forth goes, it all looks really good. I know a lot of times you'll get some splits in these armrests, and again, you see none of that on this car. It's in real good shape as far as that goes. Now, as far as our weather stripping and our seals around our windows, the seal around the actual driver's door glass is in real good shape, nice and soft here. No rips or tears in any of that. Now the quarter window seals, they're kind of showing their age. They're kind of getting a little bit dried out a little bit and a little bit cracked there, so they could probably stand to have some new vertical window seals there, vertical quarter window seals. The actual weather stripping around the door though, that's in good shape too. It's all attached as it should be. No rips or tears, and again, nice and soft all the way around. You even have the little GM label there on your door. We'll go ahead and close this up. Again, the door shuts nice and easy, a good solid thud there. We've already talked about the wheel lip moldings, the wheels, the tires. Also, we always feel around the bottom edge of our tops here as far as I can't think of the name of the top here, but again, we always feel around there because you'll get a lot of times some little bumps and so forth underneath there. And again, this one though, nice and straight across there, no bumps whatsoever. As far as our trim work around the bottom edge there, again, that looks to be in good shape there, all attached as it should be, no dents or dings there. Your window trim around your rear window, that is all in good condition too. Pretty well polished up there. As far as your glass goes, same thing, in good condition, no chips or cracks in that rear glass. Now back here again, I just want to kind of point out to you everything I can about it. Right along your seams here with your a panel here right above the trunk lid. You do have a little bit of a crack in the paint here, couple little tiny bubbles up on top of the quarter here, but it does have the rear trunk spoiler, the 400 emblem there on the back of that as well. Now down below here, your taillights, taillight bezels are in good condition. The taillight lenses in great shape too, no chips or cracks there. Again, you have a couple of those little nicks and chips back here. Chrome rear bumper is in good shape. I don't see any scratches or pitting on that rear bumper. It looks really good. Your lower valance, that is in good condition as well too. Now let's go ahead. I've got the keys here. We're going to open this up and take a look at the inside of the trunk. So the key does in fact work the lock. The lock works good, the latch works good. So the underside of your trunk lid done in the same silver as the exterior of the car there. You have your jack and spare tire instructions still here. The actual trunk spring itself here on your hinges holds the trunk lid up just as it should. The actual weather stripping around here is in good condition too. No rips or tears in that. Your rain gutters, your water channels back here, those are good and solid all the way down. So again, that's going to direct any water you get from, say, rain or from washing the vehicle, it'll direct it right out the back of the vehicle and not let it go inside. As far as the trunk itself goes, again, a little bit older condition back here, but again, it is good and solid here. There are no holes. I see no patches in this panel back here. All of your drain plugs are in it. I'll move these over. You can see that. You got a full set of floor mats back here that in fact do come with the car. And that's pretty much it for our trunk. All in all, pretty nice back here. We close that up. Then we'll come around to the passenger side of the vehicle. You've got the quarter panel or rear mounted antenna mast here. Again, that's in good condition. Again, just a little tiny crack back here right at that seam. As we come around, I'm going to feel along the bottom of our top again. And again, that is nice and smooth all through there. Same thing with up around our drip rails. Really smooth up through there. You can see the drip rail moldings again on this side, very nice condition. Same thing with your quarter window seal or your quarter window trim and your vent window trim on this side here in good shape. As far as the glass goes, you can see no chips or cracks, scratches in any of that in either your wing window, your passenger side, or your quarter window. Over here now, as far as the door gaps and so forth go, door gaps may be a little better on this side here. Again, those are closed up a lot better on this side. Elevation still fairly good on this car on that side. I failed to mention we do have both the driver and passenger side window. The chrome on those is in good shape. Glass in the mirrors is in good condition also. We'll go ahead and open up now from this side. Again, door handles in really good condition. And then on the inside, again, just taking a look at the interior from both sides. Upholstery, no rips or tears. The dash, no cracks. The carpeting, you can see no rips, tears, or fading. See that center console now from this side, and you can kind of see the whole entire dash now from this side of the car. As we back up, we'll see that our door panel on this side is equally as good a condition as the other side. No cracks or anything in that armrest. The carpeting down below, just a little bit of fading down there, but again, in good shape, no rips or tears. Our weather stripping down the door, good condition, nice and soft, no rips or tears. As far as our seal up around the door window here, that's in good shape. And again, same thing with your quarter window seal on this side, showing a little bit of its age, just kind of a little bit dry, having some of the cracks and so forth in it there. But again, this side here seals up fairly well though, as it is. Again, that shuts nice and solid, good easy close there. And then we'll walk our way towards the front of the car. Again, you've got the matching 400 emblems on the dual scoops there, the Firebird emblem, along with your Firebird there on the side of the fender there. Come up to the front of the car now, and now you've got that chrome bumper that the 67s have there, or you know, up on the beak of the car, you've got the Pontiac Arrowhead emblem. As we look up here at the hood, now you get to see those dual scoops here from the front. Again, the paint on the hood is in really good shape. Gaps and elevations on the hood aren't too bad there, look fairly nice. Now one thing I do want to say, point out, on these Firebirds they usually have a gasket, a rubber gasket that fits in between the fenders and the grille work here, the bumper. This car does not have those, so you can get that for these, and that closes that gap up. The dual grills in the Firebird here, those look to be in good shape. I don't see any cracks or anything, any pieces missing. They're all good and solid. You can see the headlights. They do have the I guess you call these like the eyebrow on the headlights here. So you only got basically half show, and it's just a look that they go for with that. The chrome on those, the finish on those is in really good shape. Your headlights themselves, just your traditional sealed beam unit. Glass lenses, no chips, cracks, or breaks in any of those. Down below, we do have that front chin spoiler, that air dam down below in black, which is in good shape there also. Now, I'll go ahead and grab the trunk or the hood release here, and we'll go under the hood and take a look at that. So with the hood up, first thing we can see is the hood release does work. The latch and so forth works. The hood hinges and springs all function as they should. As you can see, it's holding up on its own. Underside of the hood done here in the silver, just like the exterior of the car. Inside the engine compartment here, all done in black as it should be here. Again, as you can see, the inner fenders and so forth, you know, just kind of showing a little bit of the age of the paint work and so forth. But again, all good and solid here. That's the most important thing here. Now on this car here, the decal that's on the air cleaner, that does in fact tell you exactly what it is. It is a 400 Pontiac cubic inch motor. It is not the original numbers match motor, however, but it is a 400 Pontiac. As you can see, they have it painted up just as Pontiac would have expected to be, you know, from the factory there. So you've got the blue on the intake and the heads and so forth. It does have a nice chrome air cleaner cover, nice reusable style air filter also. Underneath that air filter, we do have an Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetor with the electric choke here all hooked up. Ignition wise, we do have an HEI distributor, so that's going to give you a little more efficient spark there coming from the ignition system. And we have a really nice set here of Accel 8.8 silicone plus spiral core plug wires to help deliver that spark to the plugs there and get it firing there to the engine. As far as the exhaust system goes, we've got the stock cast exhaust manifolds, which a lot of people elect to leave on. They seem to seal up so much better and easier. And a lot of times whenever you decide to do a header on one of these cars, you don't have a whole lot of room to work with, so it's hard to get in there and get them to seal up very easy. So again, the cast exhaust manifolds do a good job at that. Now as far as things like steering and braking, it is power steering car and it is a power brake car. It's drum all the way around, complete with the emergency brake all hooked up and functional. It is a factory style radiator with a like a flex light fan blade on there to help cool things. And it's got the breather there and the valve covers and so forth. Looks like it's got a throttle stop and the spring bracket and so forth back there as well for it. Now behind this engine, we've got a turbo 350 automatic transmission. And as far as the rear end, it is a 10-bolt GM POSI unit rear end. I've seem to have slipped my mind as far as the gearing is. I want to say I think it's a 343, but again, we're going to have that in our listing on our website. We'll have all the numbers there for you. But again, that's the drive line on the car. What we're going to do next is we're going to go underneath the car. I'll show you the complete underside. We're going to go over everything like the frame, the floors, the suspension, the steering. This car actually has pretty nice suspension on it too. I mean, it's for shocks and so forth. That is, it's got all Edelbrock shocks on it. So again, it should handle just fine out there on the roads with the sway bar and so forth up front too. But we'll show that to you here in just a moment. Now, if this particular car interests you and you might look at this and say, you know, I'd like to add maybe a couple things, maybe air conditioning or so forth, we can do that here at Hanksters. There's a lot of things that we can do installs and so forth for. If there is something that interests you, I would just ask that you reach out to us by phone, email, or a text. Let us know what it is that you would like to have added to it, and we'll be glad to get you a quote for doing that. Also, Also on our website, you're going to see the price for this car. Just always, you know, keep in mind that the consignment cars, you're going to want to look at our listing because it's going to tell you if in fact shipping's included on any of those. Now they would not include our powertrain warranty as it is consignment, and it may not include the shipping, but check each individual listing because it will tell you right in the listing what is included with it. So with that said, that's pretty much everything on the outside of our Firebird here. We're going to go ahead now, get this on the lift, go through the complete underside, and show you exactly what the underside of this car looks like. Hey folks, we are underneath our 1967 Pontiac Firebird. We're going to go through this car from front to back. We're going to go through just like we always do, pointing out all the drive line, from the underside here, of course, the frame, the floors, all the running gear, braking, steering, all of that stuff. So again, just to let you guys know, this car does come to us by way of consignment. So again, we're just going to list out exactly everything it is that we know about it and nothing more. So starting at the front here, our 67 Firebird does have that front chin spoiler here, that air dam here. And again, that's in good shape. There's no splits or cracks anywhere that I can see here. Mounted up good and solid. Looking from the underside here, I see the bottom of the radiator here, and I do not see any leaks or drips coming from the underside of that radiator across the bottom. We move back a little further and we take a look at our cross member here. Now again, this here, very important because all of our suspension mounts off of it. Again, it looks fairly straight here. Underneath, doesn't really look like it's taken any hits underneath here. As far as the suspension goes up front, just stock OEM style upper A-arms and lower control arms here. That's your stamped steel components. The shocks and the springs are all in good shape. The shocks, by the way, on all four corners are Edelbrock shocks, so they have upgraded those. All the mounting hardware and the bushings here at the shocks, those all look good. This car does in fact have a sway bar on the front of it too. Sway bar bushings look to be in good shape both at the frame mounts as well as down here at the sway bar end links. And then we'll go out and we'll talk about the steering next. Steering, we always check over things such as pitman arm, drag length, tie rods, tie rod ends. All of that stuff looks to be nice and straight, in good condition here. As far as the tie rod ends, all the little rubber dust boot covers, those are all intact, and it looks like it's been greased and maintained very well through the years. Out at our A-arms here, the ball joints, same thing on those. Everything's been greased, looks to be maintained, you know, throughout the years. Very good. Braking. This is a power brake car. It is drum brake on all four corners though, but again, the car steers very well. All of the brake lines themselves, the brake hoses, they actually look up front here. They look to be pretty new up front here. Again, I see no splits or cracks. I don't see anything that looks like they'd be dry rotted. Nice clean fittings on everything, and no leaks whatsoever. Again, like I said, drum brakes, and then out at the very ends here, the wheels and tires, they have upgraded these from stock. Obviously, you saw those from our walk around video, but they are a very nice set of 17-inch Rally 2 Bandit wheels. They are the black wheel with the machine finish, and again, they have the PMD center caps on those, 17-inch wheel, and then the tires are really nice too on this car. They are Nitto tires, Nitto name brand, all four corners, 225/50 ZR17s on the front, and then out on the back, 255/50 ZR17s back there, and we'll see those as we move back through the car. As we come underneath the engine and transmission here, when looking at things like the oil pan up around the top where your gasket is, back where the rear main would be, and then your drain plug. All of that appears to be dry from what I can see. Transmission lines coming back, those all appear to be dry also, and it is an automatic transmission, so that's a turbo 350, and all the way around that pan, that looks dry as well. It does in fact have the flywheel cover on it, so that's what you see right here. And then we come back and look at the transmission cross member. It is good and straight. The actual mount is in great condition. And then the output shaft seal here where your slip yoke slides into it, that is nice and dry as well. Of course, our exhaust system here, it starts up at the stock cast exhaust manifolds and comes back into a dual 2.5-inch exhaust. Comes back to a set of dual, I'd say turbo style mufflers back here. And then it does have a set of kind of partial tailpipes that go up over top of the rear end, but they're cut off basically right there. They do not exit outside of the car. As far as the subframe goes, subframe looks to be good and straight. Body mounts, bushings, bolts, and so forth, all in good condition also. Looking at the floors at this point right here, I can tell you that floors have been replaced in this car, but as you can see, they have used the correct metal. So you see all the stamping lines, all your drain plug holes all plugged. And then over here at the pinch welds, I have looked at those pinch welds down both sides, nice and straight, rocker panels on both sides, good and solid down both sides of the car. As you can see here, it does have the emergency brake all hooked up. So you see all the correct cables, the frame J-hook, all of that, all the way back to those rear drum brakes. Those are all plumbed and all functional. Drive shaft, again, this is going to be a balanced unit. So it's going to help eliminate drive shaft vibration or driveline vibration for that fact. We come back to the rear end, the front snout here, that is nice and dry also. Universals appear to be all in good shape. The rear end itself, this is a GM 10-bolt rear end here, 343 gear, and it is a POSI unit inside that rear end. We do notice for our rear suspension here, obviously you can see the traction bars here hanging down on the car. Monoleaf rear suspension, and like I said earlier, all 4 of the shocks are the Edelbrock shocks there. As we come around the back of the car here, we'll take a look at our rear differential cover, and again, that appears to be all dry around there. Again, 10-bolt GM 343 POSI unit. As I mentioned there about the tailpipes there being cut off short, you can kind of see how that is up there. Again, it just doesn't have the exhaust, probably because it gets really tight through here through the leaf springs and the quarter panels to get an actual tailpipe out through there. Being that they went with 2.5-inch, they just figured it'd be a little easier to do that. I did already mention the 17-inch Rally 2 Bandit style wheels there with the Nitto 255/50 ZR17 tires on. Again, treads in great shape. Brake lines and everything as they come back through the car are dry, including back here up over top of the rear end and coming out to either side of the drum brakes there. Again, nice and dry. As far as the fuel tank's in good shape here. No dents or dings there. All the mounting hardware, the straps and so forth, those are all good and solid there across the back. It does look as though they would have replaced the trunk pan in the car as well. But again, they did it with the correct metal trunk pan. All of the stock provisions and so forth are all there. So that's as far as underneath the car. Let's see here. The floors back in this section here, for the most part, all in good shape. I did see just one spot where they did do a patch back here. But again, all the metal is all OEM style floors and trunk floors and so forth. So they did use the correct stuff there and seam sealed everything, so everything's nice and weather tight there. So with that said, we're all done with the underside of our 67 Firebird. We're going to go ahead now, lower this on the lift, go underneath the hood, fire that Pontiac 400 motor up, let you hear exactly what that motor and this turbo style exhaust here all sound like.